that actually red line defending.
I think it's like
people deluded. I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Man. Come on, Ian. People deluded. I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. Special good afternoon to those of you like myself in the United Kingdom. I can't lie, it's too hot to keep a top on, really and truly. On the best of days, I don't want a top on, but it's too hot, and especially when you got all these lights. But nonetheless, don't forget to smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't, people. I hope you're all enjoying your international break. Arsenal fans, I hope you're still annoying and trolling your Manchester United supporting friends and family members and loved ones over WhatsApp, social media, calls, and all of those things, people. I can only speak for myself. I might have to send out a search party because a lot of these guys that are very vocal when Arsenal take L's, a lot of my family members and friends that were very vocal when Arsenal dropped 2 points to 10 men Fulham are nowhere to be seen. But cracking on with things, Pepe has been linked to with a move to Turkey. 1 minute it's Turkey, then it's Saudi Arabia. He's been linked with Trabzonspor. Forgive me, my Turkish supporters, for any mispronunciations. Numerous reports are coming out. Trabzonspor have reached an agreement with Pepe. As soon as he terminates his contract with Arsenal, a private plane will be sent to London, says this journalist. So does that mean he's tearing up his deal and then he's signing for Trabzonspor on a free transfer? Yesterday it was, we're going to get £4 million from a Saudi club for him. The day before he was signing for Besiktas for £2 million. Again, let me know your thoughts. Again, we'll be here all day and it needs a video in itself to talk about Nicolas Pepe. For me, I think it's a thing where, if you're not in Arteta's plans, it's best for the club, it's best for the fans, it's best for Nicolas Pepe, and it's best for his teammates and the coach that you move on so that there's no more soap operas and dramas. You see over at Manchester United, every day something comes out about them that isn't directly correlated to what they're doing or not doing on the football field. And that has been Arsenal in previous years. I'm quite happy that generally the talking points around Arsenal are around what we're doing on the football field. And there's a bag of them, Ramsdale, Odegaard, Saka nominations again, big up William Saliba on the PFA. So you have to see. I do understand some people that might say, you know what, listen, if worse comes to worse, fair enough, tactically and technically, he might not be in Mikel Arteta's plans, but sometimes plans go wrong. When you've got them crazy United games, the Bournemouth games, the Aston Villa away, could he at least be a wild card in that when whatever we're trying to deploy tactically, the games that we're playing as thrown up spanners, could Pepe just be a positive wild card? Now, sometimes there'll be good or bad moments with that, really. With Fabio Vieira's ability to play out wide, obviously his cameos have been in midfield. Gabriel Jesus can play out there. Trossard, Smith Rowe, Martinelli can all move over there. And you've obviously got Reece Nelson. Probably not for Pepe, really. It's just simply put not going to happen. Even Kai Havertz at a push could play out there. I'm sure a lot of us Arsenal fans, myself included, would have loved to have brought in a right winger that could compete or / deputise for Pepe. But nonetheless, people, moving on. Arsenal are hopeful they can broker a deal for Arsenal are hopeful they can broker a deal for Nicolas Pepe to leave the club before next week's summer transfer deadline day in Turkey. Hopefully, Cedric could join him as well. The Ivorian winger has entered the final year of his current contract at the Emirates Stadium and is not part of Mikel Arteta's first team plans for the future. The Gunners have been looking for a new club for Pepe throughout the summer, and Turkey is now his most viable destination after the transfer window shut across many European countries last week. Besiktas and Trabzonspor have both been credited with an interest in the player, who spent last season on loan at French club Nice. The Turkish window does not shut until September the 15th. As you know, he joined for £72 million in 2019. It hasn't happened, and he saw his number 19 shirt in January taken by a current 28-year-old and Belgium international and someone in Mikel Arteta's plans in Leandro Trossard, people. Fabrizio Romano has said Nicolas Pepe is not convinced by Saudi approaches. Deal not happening. His priority is to now join Trabzonspor. Negotiations to follow in order to reach an agreement, as Foot Mercato called. He's completely out of Arsenal's project. Arsenal prepared to give the green light, people. Charles Watts has spoken about Nicolas Pepe as well. He said there's no world where Arteta will use Pepe between now and the end of the season. I agree with what you're saying. He won't play Pepe. Things are going on with Pepe at the moment. We had reports saying that he's close for Besiktas, although when I checked that out, I was told it's nowhere near as clear-cut as it's being reported over there. So again, it looks like his days are numbered, really. Keeping up the theme with wingers, apparently we made an inquiry for Pedro Neto. As I'm sure a number of you know, people, Romano said Pedro Neto reports have claimed Arsenal inquired about Pedro Neto this summer. Romano said, I know the Wolves winger was a target 1 year ago, but I'm not aware of recent contacts. He's always been monitored by Arsenal and he's aware of Arsenal's interest since summer 2022, but nothing has changed. So that's that. Marcelo Flores is close to moving away from Arsenal, according to Charles Watts. The 19-year-old is finalizing a move to Mexico and joining Tigres. As you know, him and Miguel Aziz, it'd be a season wasted if you're going to just play under 21s, under 23s football. You know, I like Marcelo Flores and I'm not in the know. I don't know anyone at Arsenal, but just as someone that keeps up to date with these things, unfortunately, I told you it was going to be a big ask that him making at Arsenal Football Club. I don't feel the pathway was there. I don't think he's ready to, you know, kind of get into the first team picture at Arsenal. I don't think he pulled up any trees on loan, and that's nothing to do with him. These are what you'd expect an 18, 19-year-old to do as they jump in at the deep end, trying to, you know, cut out a career for themselves in the full proper football sort of pyramid, you know, better yet, professional football. So yeah, big up the 19-year-old. Hopefully we get decent money, and considering he's been, you know, as he not picked Mexico, that's obviously good that he's playing in his homeland. Apparently it's a matter of hours away, people, where that's concerned. Football reports have said, in fact, specifically Sports Witness have said, they explained that Tigres had not planned to bring in another reinforcement before the end of the Mexican window, but that has now changed as they've been presented with an opportunity they don't want to turn down. The agency representing Flores brought the possibility of signing the Arsenal youngster to the board of the Mexican champions, so he's joining a title winning Mexican side. That's great stuff for him and his family, and they've taken that opportunity. It's now a matter of hours for the deal to become official, and there's even a plan for him to arrive in the city this weekend. The Tigres board were extremely pleased to be offered the chance to sign the player, eyeing up the future rather than the present. They see Flores as a potential star of the future, as Arsenal once did. Scrolling all the way down, the agency that reps Flores approached the Tigres board and gave them the option of Marcelo, since it's the same one, that represents his sister. Marcelo is the only man they have among their footballers. The option for Tigres was more than interested in every way. One, because he is Mexican. Because of his age, he will only turn 20 in October. The second, because it would be a purchase at a low price. And a third, because in the future, he could be a player who establishes himself and is a reference for the team without losing the projection of one day returning to Europe. So hopefully there's a sell-on clause there. Odegaard and Saka have been nominated for the Ballon d'Or award, people. Also, Saka has been nominated for August Goal of the Month, people. It's a clean sweep where nominations are concerned. Mikel Arteta has been nominated for August's Manager of the Month, which I hope the gaffer wins. If I'm honest, I think Pep Guardiola should win it. He's the only manager to take full points. I think Mikel Arteta is a welcome candidate, and I don't want to praise them lot from down the road, and I definitely want Arteta to win it. Please don't criticize me, people, but if I take off my Arsenal cap and I look at what Postecoglou is doing at Spurs, I think he's a welcomed winner, really and truly. And I think David Moyes, West Ham, has started the season all right. I thought it'd be a testing period for them. Ryan Elaboso is heading to Belgium, people. He joins Belgium side KV Kortrijk in a permanent transfer at 21 years of age. Not going to make it at Arsenal. Needs to go and set up shop somewhere. Has had a couple of loan spells away from the club in Scotland, and we wish him all the best in that regards, people. Big up Quesneda Form for getting called up to the Costa Rica squad as well. So it's a clean sweep. That's just from my reading with Eddie Nketiah. What have we said here? Apparently, Cedric remains as someone that Arteta has a lot of time for, allegedly. He's someone Arteta likes as a player and as a person. He's a dressing room guy. Once you start hearing dressing room guy, it starts becoming redundant. I hope to get into a scenario like Manchester City where you can have your Scott Carson who's barely going to play. I think when we start talking about their experience and leadership off the field and in the dressing room, which we can't talk on because we're not there, we're in a dangerous scenario. I think where we're at, you know, not that apologies, people. Not that I want to keep Cedric. It could be worth, if you can get a move to Turkey or Saudi Arabia with their markets open, great, get the man gone. But with with Timber's injury, maybe it could be worth keeping Cedric just as a body. Again, my first thing for the 32-year-old would be to depart, people. He's a dressing room guy. Those are the boxes I was running through in terms of this defender. They didn't get someone who can plug a gap and is a solid guy around the squad. Cedric is as good as anyone to give you that. So I wouldn't be rushing to terminate his contract. So we'll have to see. I don't want to be in the Champions League or any big game and have to rely on him. Allegedly, Everton wanted to sign him on deadline day before the window closed. No clue why that didn't happen. Apparently, Olympiacos were onto him as well. And the Greek deadline doesn't close until September the 11th. So there is still time for him to depart, people, really and truly. Apparently, Barcelona have been linked with Jorginho. They've been linked with the number 6 position, and they've been linked with a number of footballers. And obviously, Jorginho would fit them stylistically. He's not exactly a regular like that for Arsenal. His contract with the option of another year is expiring next summer. So this is probably where Mundo Deportivo have got the articles from. And obviously, January will be the earliest opportunity we have to potentially sign a midfielder. I couldn't begrudge Jorginho if there was legitimate interest from Barcelona to learn under Xavi and play for a prestigious club, especially as your career is winding down. But as you can see, João Paulinho, who didn't go to Bayern Munich and could still go there in January, Florentino Luis, Martin Zubamendi, a player that some Arsenal fans would also want, have also been listed as well as Jorginho, people. So I wouldn't quite say it's aggressive as that. Gundogan has spoken as to why he turned down Arsenal, people. Scrolling all the way down, he said there was no problem with the running time. City waited a relatively long time until the talks really intensified. If this had happened a little earlier, the situation would have been different. That tells you probably would have stayed. So in the end, it was a perfect ending. It couldn't have come at a better time. It was also my childhood dream to play for Barcelona. So that's probably why he didn't entertain Arsenal. Big up Aaron Ramsdale, because as well as the Ballon d'Or, he's been nominated on a 10-man shortlist for the Yassim Trophy around goalies. Now, he's around Courtois, Emi Martinez, and people of that ilk. Me, personally, I think, considering he won the World Cup, I think Emi Martinez deserves it, and he was a shootout hero. But it's nice to see Ramsdale getting a lot of recognition. He's also the first ever Arsenal goalkeeper to be nominated since the award started, people. So big up Aaron Ramsdale. Apparently, Cedric still wants to leave, according to Charles Watts. I don't know if it's worth just keeping Cedric around now. I know he isn't going to play very often, but I think that's probably wise. I know Cedric wants to go, and he has been looking to move. Nothing has come up yet. There is a possibility that can happen, but I do look and wonder if it's worth keeping him around for the first half of the season at least. And that's probably what we're going to do. Again, the Greek, the Saudi, and the Turkish markets are still open. Maybe Arsenal say, do you know what, we'll bite the bullet and let him leave anyways. So I could understand. I want him to go, but I could understand if Arteta and co said, you know what, we'll keep him at least until January, maybe potentially winding down his deal. Let me know your thoughts on everything we've discussed. Don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Comment when this video premieres. And if you're catching it on a replay or anyways, let me know your comments in the comment section so I can obviously see what you lot are saying. Football is a game where we could all see the same player play football, the same club, and we all have a different opinion, people. The world would be boring if we all felt the same way. So yeah, it's an interactive platform. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Stay blessed, stay safe. I'm out.
There's always that active and defending.
I think it's like